What up, YouTube? Webhead Mike here, and another thing came to my mind about House of the Dragon versus Rings of Prime. Do you know how much each episode for each cost? For House of the Dragon, it was roughly $20 million per episode. Money well spent, I must say. Rings of Prime, on the other hand, Amazon gave them $38 million per episode, on average. That is ridiculous when you look at the utter lack of quality compared to that. I mean, you look at the armor that the elves have, and it looks like I could punch through with a pinky on them. I mean, I guess they would have to be that light given how wafy the actors and actresses of the elves are. But even more than that, there is printed on patterns for the armor of the Numenorians. How pathetic is that? Now, meanwhile, over on House of the Dragon, perhaps some of the weakest looking armors were in the first episode during the joust, and even that's not bad because they still looked functional. I mean, I've been to a few jousts in my time. I've been to a Ren Fair and seen them go at it. I've seen full metal jousting, and of course there's a whole level of showmanship that goes into it, but everything really had that impact to it, which you just don't get in Rings of Prime. So you have to wonder, if it's not showing on screen, it's not showing in the writing, where did it go to? Well, in my mind, it would almost certainly be going to the executives who have no limit of a pool to draw upon with Amazon Prime's like 200 million subscribers. And at that point, you have to ask, are they really invested in making a really cool thing, or is this just a vanity project for them? And then most recently, we also hear from, it was an article on Bounding into Comics, I'll try to link it below, they didn't even care about how lore accurate they were. The whole Mordor thing, spoiler alert, in the books, it's very, very different than how it was in the show. In the books, someone didn't just dig a whole river trench and then jumpstart a volcano, because that's how volcanoes operate. I'm sure there was a geothermal expedition and geologist involved in that. Yeah, sure, right, whatever. However, in House of the Dragon, there's so much care and attention put into costumes, armors, setting, characters. I mean, the only thing that really stood out was the casting for Corlys Velaryon, where we look, well, his skin tone does not match a Velaryon. However, the actor was really, really good at it, and they managed to make sure that as the series went along, everyone in his family line would have a similar toned skin. Now, in the books, again, he was supposed to be pale and pasty like me, but that made the question of the legitimacy of Rhaenyra's children a little bit more ambiguous. When you look at the fact that her husband has mixed skin and her children do not, then suddenly it's a whole lot less ambiguous now, isn't it? But at least it played in well in the story, because, again, they made sure to hit home with all these infidelity claims, and it all seemed to actually, take in root and take true. But yeah, 38 million per episode for that load of Polska, for that load of Shisa in Rings of Prime. It had to go to producers. It had to go to presidents. It had to go to greasing palms. It had to go to advertising. I mean, over in UPS, when it was being promoted, I couldn't see an Amazon box that didn't have Rings of Prime on it. Now, of course, there were similar things like when the Terminal List came on, or Good Omens, or, anything else that would be promoted. But oh my gosh, was it everywhere. There were even letters that had this on it. It was ridiculous. But I think Amazon has learned a very valuable lesson. You can't just buy your way into a fandom. We can sniff you phonies out like there is no question about it. But that's my thoughts. What are yours? Leave them in the comments below. I thank you for watching this all the way through. And until next time, Web Mike out.